Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to speculate as to what potentially could be next for Uncle Howdy's Wyatt Sicks, because it certainly feels that we're done and dusted with the Wyatt Sicks American-made feud and it's time to move on to something new. So this is where you can help me out. Get down in the comment section, share your thoughts and opinions. Who would you like to see the Wyatt Sicks feud with next? What sort of storyline angles would you like to see worked in? Would you like to see more character origin storylines? Would you like to see more individual storylines from each member of the Wyatt Sicks? Let me know your wildest theories. They can be completely out there. There's absolutely zero judgment on this channel. Now, I'm going to give my thoughts. I think initially so far, the Wyatt Sicks has been a huge success. There are a few critiques I have with it, but overall, you can guarantee that Wyndham Rotunda is up there in heaven, smiling away, and he's proud of his brother. But this is just truly the start of something very, very special. I think they're certainly in the testing it out sort of process, but we really won't get into things like the hair. That's a very minor detail, but clearly they're still putting a few finishing touches to the presentation of the faction, and they're probably still working it out. But overall, I'd just like to see a little bit more from each character, their reasons why they are part of the Wyatt Sicks. And we know it comes from forms of abandonment, hurt, suffering, emotional scarring. You know, if you look at Eric Rowan, the VHS promo that he delivered that one time was absolutely fire. It was so emotional. It was heartbreaking to watch. I want to see more of that. And I know it sounds sadistic to say that, but a lot of the reasons why these characters have joined the Wyatt Sicks is because they've suffered some form of hurt and suffering. And I want to see that reflect more in their characters. I want to know why Joe Gacy has decided to portray Huskus the Pig Boy specifically. I want to know why Dexter Lumis has decided to portray Mercy the Buzzard. I just want more answers. I guess I want to invest more in the other characters within the Wyatt Sicks, because certainly at the moment, and quite rightly so, Uncle Howdy has taken center stage. And talking about Uncle Howdy, when we see Uncle Howdy promos, when we see flashback VHS promos and segments between Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy embracing his dark alter ego in Uncle Howdy, it comes across menacing, it comes across terrifying, it's creepy, it's eerie. All of those things, it makes you feel a little bit unsettled. But for me, this doesn't quite translate to the ring. When the lights go on, Uncle Howdy suddenly, and again, maybe this is just me, changes his demeanor. He doesn't come across intimidating at all or menacing. And when you think of the Wyatt Sicks in their debut, it was literally a full-on massacre. They destroyed the backstage crew, and you thought, oh my goodness, this is going to be lethal. This is going to be darkness on another level, and we haven't quite seen that translate to the ring. Because if you think about the Uncle Howdy character way back when, the original origins of the Uncle Howdy character, yes, a character that haunted Bray Wyatt in his childhood, but this was literally the coil, the spring, the ghost in the machine, a man that was persistent with getting Bray Wyatt to embrace the darkness, to revel in what you are, to revive the Fiend. Now, the Fiend was an extremely dark alter ego of Bray Wyatt, a dark character, a character that you feared, a character that you would not want to face. I mean, look at the face that Finn Balor made when he first opposed the Fiend in the Fiend's in-ring debut at SummerSlam 2019. And when you think of the character to this present day of Uncle Howdy in 2024, you think of Bo Dallas psychologically battling within. Bo Dallas is not Uncle Howdy. He is just influenced by Uncle Howdy to a point where he embraces Uncle Howdy as his alter ego, whilst at the same time embracing the spirit of Bray Wyatt, following the words of the Red. I'd like this to lead to somewhere a little bit darker, something a little bit more sinister, and maybe, just maybe, this is where we see the evolution of Bo Dallas as a character, and maybe a new character entirely for Bo Dallas that is darker than we ever expected. Something that is Bo's personal creation through the influence of Uncle Howdy and the spirit of Bray. Now this segues nicely into Alexa Bliss. I believe Alexa Bliss is going to be a huge part of the Wyatt Sicks. I really do. I mean, she was already involved in 2022, and even in 2023, Uncle Howdy made it very clear to Alexa Bliss at the Royal Rumble that she was not the one in charge. Now, a lot of fans have an issue with Alexa Bliss being part of the Wyatt Sicks, mainly because of WrestleMania 37. They feel that Alexa Bliss is an enemy of the Wyatt Sicks, and also at the same time that she doesn't fit the credentials required to join the Wyatt Sicks. You need to be a bit of a misfit to join the faction. To join that family, you need to have suffered. But if we're really pulling away the curtain, we're pulling away the kayfabe. Vince McMahon decided to change the booking decision last minute. This wasn't Wyndham Rotunda's vision for Alexa Bliss to portray the Fiend on the grandest stage of them all. It wasn't Wyndham's vision to bring in this burnt version of the Fiend to originally destroy the original OG version of the Fiend, to then revive it at WrestleMania 37, to then lose to Randy Orton. That was never Wyndham's vision. What was truly Wyndham's vision, we will never know, but what we know is he was left to pick up the pieces in 2022 upon his WWE return and rewrite the ending of that story, and they had to make it make sense. So of course Uncle Howdy was going to go after Alexa Bliss and make it obvious that Uncle Howdy was now the one in charge all along, and that Alexa Bliss, along with Bray, was then going to be a servant to Uncle Howdy. But I truly believe heading into WrestleMania 39, we would have seen Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt reunited, and we would have had the two together once again, the two dark sides of both of them together once again, to then start their own family in the Wyatt Sicks. I do believe Alexa has always been part of this plan, and I believe Alexa Bliss will be part of this plan heading into 2024 and the Wyatt Sicks. Bray Wyatt would have wanted Alexa Bliss to be part of all of this. As he said in an interview, him and Alexa will always be connected, so he would want Alexa Bliss part of this, and that's why I think she's going to be part of this. I think she is part of this. I mean, we saw the connection between Alexa Bliss and The Fiend. Do we see a connection between Alexa Bliss and Bo Dallas? Is Pluto and Nightbird as one the darkest, most sinister versions of both Bo Dallas and Alexa Bliss? It remains to be seen, of course, but I certainly feel that they can make this make sense. I honestly believe that something we never expected is on its way. Something darker and more sinister than ever before. I mean, Uncle Howdy has even said there is still more work to be done. But Dallas has said, my life for you, embracing the words of the Red. Now, psychological reports have been leaked once more, dating to that interaction between Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy. Is that in Bo Dallas's mind? Are we going to see the Firefly Funhouse once more? Because Bo Dallas is embracing both Uncle Howdy and Bray as one, so therefore is he taking on some of the creative elements, the creative influences of Bray Wyatt? We've seen the Firefly Funhouse come to life, so it's very well possible that we could see the Firefly Funhouse revived, but this time inside the psyche of Bo Dallas. We even saw an updated Uncle Howdy journal with the words, even now the words of the Red grow stronger. Whispers like 1,000 voices screaming in silence, guiding the knife until our hands are one of the same. You speak, we follow, my life for you. Really, really intriguing. And of course it brings up the question from the Royal Rumble 2023, what was that character? Now, I've seen a few comments saying that Jason Baker was in an interview and he said that that character at the Royal Rumble was called Sicks, but I haven't seen that confirmed anywhere. If you do have that article, please email it to me. But I certainly took it as that character at the Royal Rumble felt like Uncle Harper. Just the gesture at the end, and it kind of makes sense that you've got Uncle Howdy and Uncle Harper, Bo Dallas, and of course Bray Wyatt at the time, together. ruling with maybe their darkest alter egos on the side, like with obviously Bray and the Fiend, and Bo maybe with something else. Would have been a cool tag team as well. That would have been absolute badass, but we'll never know. If that wasn't Uncle Harper at the Royal Rumble 2023, then maybe Bo Dallas portrays Uncle Harper also, potentially. It's something to consider, but what do you think? Get down in the comments section. And of course, to summarize this video, we got to talk about the obvious. A lot of WWE fans, including myself, want to see a feud between the Wyatt Sicks and the Judgment Day, the new Judgment Day, and it makes sense for a number of reasons, but mainly, if we look at the trend here, Uncle Howdy hates people that betray their family. He hates liars, and he specifically targeted, in his first run, Chad Gable, because Chad Gable betrayed in a way, used the Alpha Academy, abused the Alpha Academy for his own selfish needs. And so maybe, just maybe, Uncle Howdy can target Finn Balor because Finn Balor betrayed Damian Priest, betrayed Rhea Ripley, betrayed the original Judgment Day. We've seen this vicious, more menacing side of Finn Balor. In my personal opinion, this is great to see. I think Finn Balor is highly underrated, and it's great to see him get a little bit more of the spotlight. And kind of in a way, you're on his side because he did kind of become a sidekick to Damian Priest. But if we look at Uncle Howdy and the pattern of Uncle Howdy in regards to why he targets specific people, he could truly go after Finn Balor. And it's a nice tie-in as well because, of course, Finn Balor was the first in-ring opponent of the Fiend, the Fiend's first target. So it kind of makes sense. And also, if we again peel away the kayfabe, Finn Balor actually does want to work with the Wyatt Sicks. He'd love to work with the Wyatt Sicks. So kind of makes sense, doesn't it? And the numbers match up as well. I do actually think, and of course this is contrast to what a lot of other people might think, but I truly believe that Liv and Rhea are actually going to go in a separate direction. And I've got this crazy theory, which I'm going to bring up in my predictions video very, very soon to the channel in regards to that match. So that would free up Liv. And of course, Nikki is on the side of the Wyatt Sicks. And if Alexa's incoming as well, like, it would be hilarious to see those characters terrifying a Liv Morgan that you just want to see get beaten up because she plays that character so well. And there's so many ways that Uncle Howdy can influence Finn Balor. Can he bring out his demon, his dark side in Demon Finn Balor? I personally love to see it. And of course, it fits in with the line, and I love this line that Uncle Howdy delivers in There You Are, when he sees the true self of that particular person. When Chad Gable was beating him up, he looked into his eyes and went, "There you are," because he was right. Chad Gable is just somebody that abuses other people for his own gain. And Finn Balor could potentially embrace, and Uncle Howdy knows this, his darkest alter ego, and of course Demon Finn. There you are. That's the true Finn Balor, I suppose. The most vicious version of Finn Balor. What do you think? Get down in the comments section. Do you think it could work? Are there any other feuds? I can't think of many other factions that the Wyatt Sicks could feud with. I suppose they could feud with the Final Testament, but I think it would be a far bigger hit, certainly heading into Survivor Series War Games and of course into the new year as well with the Netflix deal and all of that. It would be a huge hit to have the Wyatt Sicks in a feud with the Judgment Day, because the spotlight is on the Judgment Day. They're a huge hit, whether you like them or hate them. They get the views. People are invested. People are interested. And I just think it would really, really work for some strange reason. But what do you think? Get down in the comments section. Share your thoughts and opinions. What would you like to see next? Who would you like to see feud with who? What do you honestly think comes next? And as always, thank you so much for watching the video. It'd be very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you in the next one.